Okay, so this read is quite sparse with the cards. I really wanted to just focus on the star card. I was thinking of just keeping the star and then a couple oracle cards, but I pulled out more just for clarification. The star is about healing, but it's also about visibility, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So when we think of visibility, like we might think of like, I don't know, social media, celeb culture, all of that, right? That's visibility, being a star. But the way I'm thinking of it isn't really about the external seeing you. It's not about the world seeing you or the world talking about you. It's about you being visible by shining your light from within. And what that means is you've done the work, you've done the healing, you've gone within, you found the source of your strength, you found the source of your pain, of your weakness, and you have alchemized and you have changed and you have shifted and you've worked. And this is a continuation of work. It's not an ending, but it shows that you've already gone quite a way to get here. And what I would say is, with the star card, is it's a card of vulnerability. Because the more you shine your light, it means you are transparent. Shining your light means you are transparent. It means that you have pain, that you have healed, and that you are transparent about it, that you can show it. You can show up just as you are. And being that open and that vulnerable is going to open you up to all kinds of things, right? It's going to make you shine brighter. It's going to make a lot of people attracted to you, but it could also make a lot of negative energies kind of stick to you. So there's an ending of a cycle. That's something that's important to note here, because this energy is not so kind. This is difficult energy in terms of feeling possibly, I was going to say unwelcome, but it's kind of like feeling like you don't really have a space or a place where you can stake as your own. It's a feeling of restlessness. It's a feeling of indecision, lack of clarity. And the lack of clarity comes with the Seven of Swords, so this is deceptive energy. It came up in the last reading too, so this seems to be kind of really strongly coming up right now. We're going to talk about how to heal this, how to connect with this, how to let it go. I show up for myself and the world with the star card, definitely. Sometimes people think that showing up means that you need to show up stronger, or you need to show up very prepared or very healed. And the way that people think of being healed means that they're somehow perfect, that they no longer have any wounds, they don't have anything wrong with them, everything's great. And that can lead to a kind of I don't know, like almost like a narcissistic tendency of like, I'm better than everyone else because I'm healed and I'm perfect. Perfection does not exist, and the star would be the opposite of perfection. Maybe with all the glitz and glamour and beauty of the star, you're thinking, wow, this is like a celebrity, or this is someone famous, or this is someone that I look up to. You would look up to the star, but not for those reasons. You would look up to the star because they are kind of a warrior of the spirit. And the star is looking at its own reflection in the water, which could be taken both ways. When you think of narcissism, Narcissus was obsessed with his own reflection in the water. So he wasn't able to see anything in the water other than his own reflection, other than the surface of it. You could go there with this card, but that's not what the card is really about. The card is about going within. So at least the way I see it, and then you're visible. You're showing everything that you have inside of you outward. And that heals other people as well. Infinite potential. So there's a lot of potential here once you tap into that energy. And also once you close out a door on a painful cycle, you close out a chapter, you graduate from something, a story that you have been told about yourself, a story that you have told others about yourself or yourself. Your presence is power. And stillness is the key to success. So what would stillness be? I mean, sure, you could say meditation. That's definitely connecting with that inner realm. But stillness is also just like not jumping at things. You are given things. Life is always kind of tempting us. You are given something that is very tempting to you, right? And you might jump and say, okay, I want this. Yes, I want it. How do I make it mine? What can I do? I'll do anything to have this thing. And that will lead you to trickery. You could be on either end of this spectrum. You could be the person who's seeking the glamour life and led to trickery through that temptation. You could be the person who's healing and closing out cycles with this kind of trickery. And again, life isn't polarized, but in this sense, I mean, if someone's dabbling in this kind of stuff, you know, I'd be cautious around that energy. All right, so we have 2 reversals, 2 upright. I'm actually going to take reversals even though they're oracle cards. So these are things that we're weak with. These are things that are difficult for us with the star. Tentatively placing your feet upon the ground, allowing new possibilities to emerge. Infinite potential. New growth after a time of rest. Like the bear after a long winter, take your time here and allow yourself to build strength before striding out into the world. Movement number 3. Okay, so this is a difficulty. It's difficult for you possibly to be grounded, or for us as a collective right now, it's possibly hard to be grounded, possibly hard to give ourselves time to build strength. This one makes sense to me. Listen to the voice of the child within who was ignored and hurt. That deep emptiness of pain still held within the body. Accept this child now, perfect as they are, and let them know that they are deeply loved, for when this pain is seen and held, seeds of new growth flourish and the child within can blossom. Immersion number 1. So, yeah, that's what you do. I was asking, what do we do here? How do we move through this energy? Stillness, yeah, meditation, I guess, but it's about connecting with your inner child. Seeing the hurt, seeing the pain, holding it, creating space for it. And when you hold it, you allow for a new potential. And this one was all about, yeah, new possibilities, new potential, new possibilities. Take your time here. It's okay that this is taking time. So there's possibly a restlessness around, why is this taking so long? Why do I have to sit with these childhood wounds, with this pain, with this kind of self-rejection or rejection from others? It feels painful, it feels difficult to hold. So this is a positive, this is a strength you have. Find that place of deep peace within yourself when all around you is a storm. Shelter in this calm, settled place and allow it to fill you, flow from you, radiating out as you hold the space for all. So while the world may be a bit crazy around you, you're finding that you can be calm in this kind of stillness. An island of strong growth built from all that has gone before, a collection of learnings from many lives lived, creating a safe space for you and others to rest and take shelter. Movement 17, very much like the World card. I mean, safety comes up really strongly here, but also like growth with learning. You're learning. This is growing pains. This is painful. I mean, the star doesn't even take the center stage right now because we're dealing with so much ick, like so much ickiness, and it's all coming up to the surface. How can you honor your own inner light when the world around you is sabotaging it or using it to further its own aims, to further its own means, without regard for this kind of sacred process that you're going through? And I would say that if that is the case, then you need to guard your inner light. Then the story changes. It's no longer about showing up for yourself in the world. It's literally just showing up for yourself right now. And that's not from a place of that narcissistic energy. It's from a place of, I need to protect my inner light. It guides me, right? It heals me. I need this inner light in order to continue to survive in this world. So there is a way to keep your inner light kind of hidden, to keep it all yours until you are safe to bring it out in spaces with people, in situations where it's okay. The context might change in the future. The world might become more aware, might become more spiritually based, and then more light can come out. But I think it's through suffering. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, they don't reach that place until they suffer greatly. And I'm saying they, but I mean we. I mean we. For a lot of us, like, a lot of us have been on that journey where you have to go really deep and really suffer. And it doesn't mean, it doesn't mean anything. It just is the way that it is. You were potentially too trusting or too naive in the past with your inner light, and had to go through a lot of contrasting experience in order to learn to value, to really nourish yourself from within, and to protect and guard yourself from any kind of Seven of Swords energy, any kind of Two of Swords, these energies that are attacking kind of your essence, your purity, your truth, with lies, with deceit, with thievery, with deception, with dishonesty, with trickery, with indecision. Undecided energy is also tricky because it's kind of that temptation. It's like, I'm going to tempt you with something, and because of that temptation being too strong, you're not able to kind of calm your mind and settle into the stillness. But the stillness is your key to success, and your presence is your power. So if you really step into presence, and presence does not mean showing up for the world. Presence just means you're here. Okay. Thanks for watching.